Benjamin Button haircut at the barber. Find out the hair-raising answer. Kim Cattrall is revealing whether she's game for another round of Sex in the City.
Someone should tell Crazy that owning a hot glue gun does not make you a hot purse designer.
And exposing one of the most sizzling affairs in history. And is Rosie about to get schooled at Crafty U by the queen of craft herself, Martha Stewart?
Don't talk to me.
Yeah. Don't even think about it.
Don't talk to me.
Don't think about it.
Don't talk to me.
All right.
Oh, it's on. This is The View with Whoopi, Nicole Wallace, Rosie Perez, and Rosie O'Donnell. It all starts now.
As you can see, Cristela Alonzo is back to guest co-host. And the fabulous Rosie Perez will be back next week. She's still, in the preview. She's still doing rehearsals. She'll be here Monday, not to worry. There's an episode of your show coming on tonight.
I have an all-new episode coming out tonight. Cristela, ABC, Fridays, 8:30, please.
We are in red in honor of the 12th annual National Wear Red Day, supporting the American Heart Association's Go for Red for Women movement in the fight against heart disease and stroke in women. So that's why we're wearing red. She got on red and on her fingers, so just don't be worried. And I can't even lift my leg up, but I get ready to put my leg up on that thing, but I can't do it. There's a barber outside of Atlanta who couldn't figure out how to get his 12-year-old son to stop acting like a brat until he remembered he cuts hair for a living. So he gave his kid the Benjamin Button special, an old man's horseshoe haircut.
Oh, talk back to your dad again.
I keep thinking of that scene in Boyhood where the father, did you guys see Boyhood? The stepfather gives the little boy a terrible haircut, a haircut he didn't want, and he feels violated. And I think the hair, I don't know, that feels a little extreme to me. I don't know, you're giving me that look.
No.
Give me that look like I'm a softie. I'm a soft mother. So be it, I'm a soft mother. I could never cut all the hair off and make it look like Benjamin Button.
I feel bad for the guy who actually has that hairstyle for a living, and he's like, that's my punishment? The punishment is gonna look like Harold? This is what I have to deal with every day.
Well, I don't know, sometimes parents get extreme. I bet he won't do whatever he did again. He's gonna wait for that hair to grow back
Or he may set a new trend. I mean, that was the other thing I was thinking. Kids are so funny. They may be like, that's so ugly, it's cool.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and then maybe the dad's like, shoot, that was a punishment. But now the other
grandpa for my birthday.
Right.
Well, maybe he'll grow up to, well, I guess he's too late to be a millennium, too early to be a millennium.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank God he's
apparently
been spared.
the millennials are in it again. People age 18 to 35 are the most stressed out generation in America. Now, why?
You know what? Here's what it is. It's not that they're most stressed out because I think a lot of us don't know what a real hard day's work is. And I think that we have different priorities. I think that, like, with someone like me, I was trying to explain that we have different jobs that didn't exist back in the day. We had bloggers. You can make money blogging now. You can take pictures of yourself, of what you're wearing, post it on Instagram, and you have a fashion blog where you make money off of that. My mom was a single mom that worked double shifts at a diner. It's like she couldn't complain. It was out of necessity. And I think that now we have these things where we're so comfortable with how we are in our way of life that we don't understand how easy we have it. So it's easy to complain because we always feel that we have it worse. We always feel that our problems are terrible when in reality they're not. You know who has it bad? The migrant farm workers that have to pick 8 to 10 hours a day, out in the fields because they have to.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a different priority.
You know what? I thought of you because they also report feeling lonelier than their older peers, and you've taught me much of what I know about how teens use screens and cell phones. But did that surprise you?
That they're stressed? No, I think...
Or that they feel lonelier, because I mean, they spend so much time on their devices. Are they, like, I was with all my friends. I was never on the phone or computer.
I think that, you know, phones and the internet have sort of removed children from their family and from interacting one-on-one. You know, when my kids, Parker, when he was younger, he would ask a girl out on the phone. And I'm like, if you can't be brave enough to ask her to her face, you shouldn't, you know. But it's very hard because we didn't have this when we were kids. I can't imagine if there was a way for me to possibly interact with Barbra Streisand when I was 16. I never would have left my house. I would have waited on Twitter for her or her assistant to and then I would have been like trying, you know. So it's very weird what they have to deal with. It's a lot harder than when we were kids.
But you know, it's also something you also pointed out yesterday. You know, parents have to get rid of these devices as well, because the parents, you know, kids see you do it. They figure it's okay to do it. They see you not talking to your partner, male or female. They say, well, there's no real reason for me to talk to anybody. I can just communicate on this. And I think this is a problem that all of us have to really sort of keep our eye on. We will be right back with more Hot Topics.
Your kids are about to go on a play date, but do you have any idea?
Hey, now we're back with our guest co-host, Cristela Alonzo. So Pope Francis has been celebrated around the world for helping the Catholic Church move forward. So a lot of folks were surprised that he just endorsed a referendum in Slovakia that denies marriage and adoption rights for same-sex couples. Now, he is still head of the church. And as much as we'd like to think that he was going to be the total reworking of the church, it's not going to happen. But I do think that if people's voices are strong enough, particularly Catholics, to send, you know, because he does these emails and these chats with people, I think if folks get on and say, listen, Pontiff, this is kind of a weird thing to hear from you. Why are you saying this? Maybe there can be a change. Maybe there can be, or maybe he'll just go, because I want to.
Yeah.
And that'll be that.
Well, and I think that people, what's so, I think, interesting now is that he's been at least communicating such a progressive message for Catholics. Now it's a surprise when he's just a Catholic. I mean, this is, I mean, he's still Catholic. And this is still, you know, for better or for worse, part of the doctrine. So now I think he's brought the church so far into the present times that when he says something that feels sort of throwbacky, sort of like old Catholic.
Well, it feels very non-pious. I don't think Christ would feel that. There are children who need families, and there are loving adults capable of providing that for them, and they should not be denied that based on the gender of the person they love.
Now that what you just said, I would send to the Vatican. We'll see what happens. So a post on CNN listed questions parents should ask before sending kids on a play date. Like, do you drink while watching the kids? And is your child vaccinated? Now, some people think they're invasive questions, but they sound kind of reasonable at this point.
I always ask if there are guns in the home. My kids never go anywhere before asking that. And the rest of them, you know, I wouldn't ask the vaccination thing. I wouldn't ask the drinking thing, although my children will come home and tell me, you know, what was going on in the house. So then you kind of know quickly. But I always have the meet the parents. You know, my children are teens and as well as a toddler. So for the teens, it's always I have to meet the parents before they can hang out with the kid, which my kids find annoying. And for the baby, I would always ask if they have guns, and even for the teens.
I'm from California. I have a lot of friends that live in California, Nevada, Colorado, and they all ask about guns. And raising a kid in New York City, I don't even know if it's legal to have a gun in your apartment, but I would never think to ask that. But a lot of my...
Because there are people with guns in New York City and in New Jersey and suburbs, and, you know, there are, and there are accidents every day. So, I don't know. That scares me the most.
No, I think that's an important thing to know. The other questions were, will there be a parent supervising teens and tweens? Do you smoke cigarettes or marijuana? Are G-rated TV shows and video games okay in your home? And what about your recent bout with lice?
Lice is a big one.
Lice is a good one, actually.
Lice is a
Lice is a really good one.
You do want to know because that's one of the things you do not want to see coming through your door.
You know what? I agree. And you got to get that little comb.
You got to get the comb and you got to get that stuff.
But you know what I always tell people? So I have a 3-year-old. His friends are always welcome at my house. I love it when they're all there. But I have 2 dogs. So I always tell the parent, I'll send an email and say, I have 2 dogs. They are not locked up. They play with the kids. They're great with kids. But I don't ever want you to not know that when your kid comes over, my dogs will be there. So I think it goes both ways. I think I'm not brave enough to ask any of these questions. I would ask about the guns now. But
these questions?
They're sort of probing. But I think it goes both ways. I think if you're the host, you also have to tell someone a little bit about what goes on at your home.
I have a really dopey question.
Yeah.
In terms of vaccinating, if you have children under 1, it's a reasonable question.
Yeah.
I think, with all that we're seeing now in terms of measles and things coming back.
For sure.
Because until you're 1, you can't get any vaccinations,
Well, you get
right?
some, but you're not fully vaccinated until you're 2, I think 2.5 is when you've had enough of them to be protected. But, you know, listen, you can't drop your dog off at Biscuits and Bath until you've answered the questionnaire about all the shots that your dog has had. That's doggy daycare. So you better be able to ask a parent about whether their kid has had their shots before you bring your infant over there. You know, it's just ridiculous that we have to be sensitive about asking whether your kid is safe from measles.
I want to go to
I'm going to ask these questions on my next date, actually.
Yes.
I'm going to take these questions on my date. I'm like, do you have guns?
Bad ones.
What was your recent bout with lice?
Are you vaccinated?
I know. Do you drink? What are we doing?
That's right. And can we drink together? Hey, listen, we're going to go and come right back with the amazing Kim Cattrall.
Think she got busy on Sex and the City? Kim Cattrall's telling you how she's just getting warmed up. Next.
So she's probably going to go down in TV history as the beloved Samantha on the show that changed the game, Sex and the City. And she says the best is yet to come. Well, once she gets out here, you see how best is yet to come. Please welcome the fabulous Kim Cattrall. Before I ask you anything, I have to tell you, there is someone seated next to me who can do you.
Okay, I have to do my favorite.
Do her favorite thing.
Can I do my favorite, Samantha? Because I just watched it again. So, hot model boyfriend guy is like, babe, you don't love me anymore? And Samantha's like, I love you. I just love me more. My favorite scene ever.
I love you,
worship you,
but I love me more. Something to live by.
Right?
Definitely. I love it.
Say it one more time, baby. Say it one more time, just so everybody gets it.
I can't. One for show.
I gotcha. So now, you're doing everything. You're doing television, you're doing theater, you're doing everything. You say this second half is a better half of your life. What does that mean?
It means, I think, and I feel that I know who I am. And that's a real good feeling to have at any age. But to me, in some ways, it came late. Because I think when I was younger, I was trying to please other people and do what they wanted me to do. And after the series, you know, I took a step back and I went, okay, what happens now? Because you know what it's like to be part of something that's so big, so huge. And then you think, well, first of all, how do I get my life back? And what do I want to do next? But as you know, I've always been very resourceful.
Yes, you have.
I have. And I took that step back and I thought, well, there's all these people that want to work with me, but who do I want to work with? So I started writing letters and getting in touch with people who said, yeah, we'd like to work with you too.
Nice.
And then became this amazing journey, which has led me here today to say, I love you, but I love me more.
Full circle.
That's right. Queen. Queen.
Now, your series, Shakespeare Uncovered, tells some of the behind-the-scenes stories behind some of those great works. And you have a personal connection. You've played Cleopatra twice, right?
Twice, yes. Well, first of all, Shakespeare, when people hear Shakespeare, they say, oh, they're scared. This show should really be called No Fear Shakespeare, because it's very entertaining, it's very fun. They have an actor, or a writer, or director that take you on a journey of one of Shakespeare's plays. I chose Antony and Cleopatra because I know the play very well. As you said, I've done it twice. So it was a wonderful journey of going back in time to when Shakespeare wrote it, and it was one of the last plays that he wrote. It's very cinematic, it has this history behind it. It also has this incredible love affair of Antony and Cleopatra. And it's a tragedy. And she also gets the last act.
Yes.
Should be, right?
And she's, well, you know, the interesting about Antony and Cleopatra is that she's very much like Juliet in terms of how old she's supposed to be, because these women are girls when a lot of this is happening. By the time Antony and Cleopatra happened, she's older.
She's older. Caesar and Cleopatra. She was with really great men. Julius Caesar and Antony. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain.
They didn't meet on Tinder.
No. That's for sure. But this love affair is kind of interesting because it's not Romeo and Juliet, which is like this young love. It's kind of middle-aged love.
It's middle-aged love.
If you've been with somebody for 20 years, you know that it's going on.
That's right.
Yeah. And
I
it's
only
about
last
that.
20 minutes. I don't know why.
20 minutes seems like a lifetime sometimes.
Sometimes
It really does.
Hey, really? Are you done? Okay, sorry.
Are you ever surprised? You had to go there. You had to
I love me more. I don't think she knows what she just said.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. I know.
Are you ever surprised, not just by the ferocity of my love for Sex and the City and Samantha, but that, I mean, even though the show's been off the air, there are young people that are just getting onto it and they watch them in reruns. I mean, is it ever just surreal how never-ending the support and love is for Samantha?
Fantastic. I think women waited a long time for a show like that.
Oh, it's so great. I love it.
I loved it too. I think what it does is in those 4 characters you get one complete woman.
For sure.
So you can relate to absolutely everything that's going on.
There was someone for everyone. I loved it.
And a time of day for everyone too. Yes.
Do you think there would ever be a third Sex and the City movie?
I never say never anymore. I've lived long enough to never say never. It would be fun. I mean, it'll be tough because the bar is so high. Not just in the writing and the directing and the cast and everything. I think also is have we done it? Have we? And there was always that feeling on the set, especially with my character, have we gone too far? So I think also people's
Well, let's do it. Let's do another one and find out. You know, we love it. We love you and we love when you come. It's always a pleasure. And it's always good to see you because you give us a nice feeling at the end of our conversation. So we thank Kim Cattrall. Shakespeare Uncovered airs Friday nights on PBS, and we will be right back.
Crafty U must be giving out PhDs today because the Einstein of Arts and Crafts, Martha Stewart, is next.
Glue, because you don't want these falling out.
No, you do not. Let me ask you a question.
That does not look good. You put
I know, because I actually burnt my finger and the cotton is stuck to it, but I'm carrying on for you. And you're complete. Okay, thank you. My guest today at Crafty U is so perfect she doesn't even have to clean up after crafting. But I will get her hands dirty today. I think I will. Anyway, welcome the queen herself, Martha Stewart. How are you?
I'm very well.
Good to see you. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
First of all, let's get right to the important thing. How are your grandbabies?
They are fantastic.
You
Healthy.
know, Martha's daughter, Alexis, has 2 babies.
Healthy, growing, smart. Oh, they're brilliant.
And are you an overindulgent grandmother?
Totally.
Spoil the hell out of them?
No, they don't get spoiled. They don't, you know, as little Truman will say, don't talk to me. Bye.
Really?
Yeah, he's in the terrible twos.
I have one of those at home, too.
Almost out.
You know that I enjoy...
They love to craft.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
They do it all the time.
Because Alexis is crafty,
Yes,
too.
yes.
So I love to do scrapbooks, and I've been doing scrapbooks for years, but scrapbooks have been changing, right?
Scrapbooks change all the time,
Yeah.
and it's an evolution because right now it's all integrating technology, the printer,
Yep.
the computer,
Right.
the cameras are so amazing nowadays.
Yes.
So your iPhone, you know, all those things are being used for crafting.
Right, and the old way of doing crafting is the way that, you know, I learned to do it with papers like these, and
Yeah,
I know
big
you...
book.
Yeah, and you sell these, right? These are all
yeah.
part of your line?
Yeah, paper crafting is still alive and well, but it's being enhanced by all the other things. The glitters, those amazing glitters, the tools. We have all kinds of punches.
Yeah, your punches are kind of amazing.
They are. There's punch around the page. Look at this one. This goes all the way. This makes a border.
Punch around the page.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that while you're showing the others.
This just does corners.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful when you make a corner that has little
punch
wings
around the
that come out.
page. You could punch around the whole page like that.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Look at this corner.
Go ahead, do a corner.
Corner punch. Look, beautiful. You make like doilies.
How nice.
All the way around, and then
Yeah.
you can continue with the border itself. These are just it's sort of innovative and wonderful.
Yeah, and you sell everything that you need. You sell the stickers, you sell the punch. Where do you sell these all?
Oh, and all craft stores everywhere.
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 Just
They're
look for Martha Stewart.
Just amazing. Oh, these.
What
Now,
is that thing?
how do you make a circle?
How do I make a circle?
Yes.
Well, listen to this. You take an old DVD that you don't like, you take the picture of your kid, put it down, put the DVD over it, and you got yourself a circle.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
But
How about you, Martha? What do you do? What is
just
that?
hold this in the middle, and you just go around like this.
Oh.
No tracing, none of that stuff. Don't do this on your mahogany dining room table. Use a cutting board.
Cutting boards are vital.
And here you have the perfect circle.
Okay, that's annoying. Thank you. Thank you very much. And
these
what is
two.
that? Let me see what that one
This
is.
makes circles from up to 5.5 inches in diameter and all the way down to 1 inch in diameter. So if you want to do it, and this is the little cutter, be very careful.
Very sharp.
This is not for 2-year-olds.
Okay, understood.
And you know, it can be, let's just try this size. And you fit this right in, so there.
There you go.
And you hold this down and you just go around like this. Again, on your cutting board. Do not take this off the cutting board. Oops, why am I stuck here?
Yeah, I
there.
don't know.
No, it's going around.
whoa, oh, there you go. Whoa. Look
And
at
here we have
a
the
baby
perfect-
circle.
Any size, up to 5
match
inches.
your other circle. Look
Yes.
at that. You know, it would take me a long time to do that on my own.
And you can make lots of them. And then how do you fringe?
Well, I fringe like everyone else fringes. I take the paper and I fringe. Just
Okay.
like this. This is how most Americans fringe.
Well, we have fringe scissors.
Oh my God, those look like James Bond scissors.
Look, and these will fringe like crazy, and you can make tassels, and look how beautiful. Fringe,
Okay,
fringe,
I have
fringe.
to say, Martha, you're onto something.
We are.
The fringe scissors, has anyone ever seen these? No, they're wild.
Well, I
they're
bet there's some crafters, but you can make tassels, and you can do all kinds of things with them. Isn't that great?
Can you adjust the width of the fringes?
There are other scissors that adjust.
Oh, there
Yes,
are. Of
yes,
course there are, because you think of everything, Martha
Yes.
Stewart. Okay, now I would like to show you.
Oh, by the way, we brought these for everybody.
Oh, you for everyone in the audience?
Everybody in the audience is getting fringe scissors.
Yeah, that's nice. I wanted to bring some of what I've been doing to show you.
I want to see
All
yours.
right, now this is what I do is I usually take a craft paper, like a paper from the scrapbook, and I mount it on a canvas.
Oh, how nice.
Right? And then I give them as gifts to like grandparents or niece or
So
nephew.
you are a deconstructivist.
I kind of am. I like to cut them up and make them, you know, kind of fun and crazy,
That's so
right? Like
fun.
cute, hello,
Yeah.
and little doodles on them. That's kind of what I do. You know, I think they show her personality.
And their art.
Their art a little bit.
All right, and what's her name?
Dakota.
Oh, she's so
Dakota
cute.
June. She's so funny.
And she's verbal, you
She's
said.
so verbal that it scared me. She actually looked at me the other day and she said, "Don't even think about it." It's like, okay.
Sounds like Truman. We should get them together.
We should. I'd love a play date.
Truman, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, don't even think about it.
Don't talk to me.
Don't think about it.
Don't talk to me.
All right, they're going to be
Don't
good
look
together.
at me.
She also is obsessed with butterflies. Everything she says is butterfly, butterfly.
Oh, take her those.
Okay, I will.
Those
Thank
are
you.
our stickers. We have extraordinary stickers, beautiful stickers. Children love these
Yes.
stickers. Look at these.
Look, those are
little
nice.
branches of cherry blossoms.
I would have said pussy willows. That shows you how little I know.
Hearts for Valentine's Day.
Always, yes.
Coming up, everybody.
Handmade cards mean so much more to the person you love and to your child. Little handmade card in their lunch on Valentine's Day makes it, although it's a Saturday this year, but whatever.
It is on a Saturday here. This is for you, Rosie.
Well, thank you.
From me.
You know I love you, Martha, so thank you for that. Now, you have always taught me a lot about glitter. You have been the glitter queen. The monies that I do the doodles on, you completely glittered them. I've tried to do it since. It's nearly impossible.
Well, there's
what do you have new in glitter?
Well, glitter, we have a fabulous glue, and this is micro glitter. This is very fine glitter that looks so beautiful. Let me just, we have a brush inside the glue, so that's excellent.
Excellent and helpful.
I'll just do it on a piece of paper because this is fun. So if you want to glitter, just make sure you put on a good application of glue.
Right.
And then sprinkle. These have little sprinklers. Just sprinkle on.
That is really micro glitter.
Yeah, this is very fine. But we have every kind of glitter. I think we have more glitters. I think there's something like 500 different glitters and colors.
Really?
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And always work with a, do you work with like a...
Yeah, paper towel.
A paper towel or a paper plate or something.
So that then you can reuse it.
Yeah, then you can reuse it.
Right.
But here's something new.
What's new?
We have a double-sided tape, this tape, which you can then apply to a piece of paper to do borders. And
glitter borders?
Yes, it's so great.
Wow, that's exciting.
So the glitter adheres to the double stick tape.
What a great idea.
Yeah, so you can make nice borders like that, much neater than I'm doing.
Neater
right
than you're
now.
doing. Excellent.
Right.
Now,
really,
how did you do during the storm? Were you crafting?
Oh my gosh, cooking, crafting, shoveling.
Yeah, I heard you were doing something else.
It was
cross-country skiing.
Oh, I cross-country skied.
They showed me, everyone else is huddling at home, worrying, trying to like get the last of the Wonder Bread at Food Town. There's more, I think I'll go cross-country skiing during the blizzard.
We've been waiting for like all year for enough snow. And I have a lot of roads on my property, and I live on a farm. And my friends come over with their skis, and we cross-country, get great exercise, really good for your legs and your butt.
And tell everybody that when your friends come in, they sit down and they take off their boots. What do they have to put on their feet?
Oh, little socks.
Booties.
Yeah.
She provides booties at her front door.
You remember.
I do, because I love that. I try to be like you in every way. You realize that? I'm dyeing my hair blonde.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just to see if I could be more you. I'd like to show people this, what you've done. This is absolutely amazing.
These are for Jude.
And Jude is one of her grandchildren. And these are...
little books that I write. I take all the pictures.
Look at these photos.
These were
She
done
did
when
them
Jude was
herself.
just a baby.
And this one is Jude's menagerie, all of his stuffed animals. Yeah. And by all of these Martha Stewart crafts, did you bring any glitter for people?
Oh, a glitter pack.
Oh, you did?
And glue.
I was making that up. You actually did? All right. Excellent.
Well, I am so happy that you are so crafty and that you continue. And you know, I have your painting. That
you do?
I have your painting. It's beautiful.
I sent Martha a very big painting.
A very large painting.
It was large.
Well, it is large, but it's really nice to have something from you like that because you are an artist.
And I cared about you, and I was happy you were home.
Thank you.
There you go. Martha Stewart, if you think you got what it takes to be on a Crafty You, tweet or Instagram us your masterpiece using hashtag Rosie's Crafty You, or visit our website. Martha Stewart, let's hear it for her. We'll be back right after this. Excellent.
When The View is over on TV, the conversation's just getting started because the hot topics keep going online 24/7. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram for web exclusive, a backstage view to weigh in on the hot topics on your mind and the topics you want the host talking about.
Josue, as well as Matt's parents, Judy and Dennis Shepard. Thanks for being here. Thank you.
Great to see you again. The documentary is really beautiful, and I know that for a long time many of Matt's friends wanted to do one, but it wasn't until this one that you felt ready.
Right. We knew she'd want to do it eventually, and she was a filmmaker, and we trusted her implicitly, so it felt like the right time.
Right. You and Matt were very close.
Yes, we went to high school together, and we acted in plays, and we were both really short, so they put us, they cast us across each other a lot of the time. So yeah, we were really close.
This is so raw, and I always wonder about what the intention of that question is, because how is it ever not going to be raw? He is so special, and he was taken. And how does the film let you relive the good, and how hard is it to relive the pain?
Well, the good is there he is. You get to see him laugh
As a kid,
again.
I loved all the childhood pictures. Those were so, they just made me smile.
You get to hear him laugh and see what he looks like and his sparkling face, and that's wonderful. And then it's over and he's gone again.
Yeah.
But the purpose is, it's a message that this should never happen again.
Yeah. And there is a young generation now that's not familiar. You know, I watched with my 17-year-old daughter, who asked me to pause it after a while and said, what's the big deal of him being gay? And I thought it was a beautiful question, because we have come a long way since then, but obviously not far enough, right?
Do you think he would have been surprised by how far we've come? Do you know, did you guys talk about those sorts of things, or do you think he'd be surprised?
I think he would be. He was very politically minded. I think he'd always hoped for a political and social climate like this. But yeah, I think he would be.
I know he always told everyone he was going to be famous, and in many ways he is famous, and for such an amazing legacy of changing the hate crime legislation in the country. So he did achieve what he always thought he would.
Right. Maybe not in the best way possible, but...
Of course not. Of course not.
Dennis, your statement of forgiveness for the two men who killed him was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard in my life. Where did you summon that inside of yourself during that desperate time?
Just bringing up memories of Matt and how much we knew we were going to miss him, and the things that we did. You know, he was the kid who was a pain in the butt. At the same time, he was a normal kid, and had to bring up what we were going to lose for the rest of our lives, and his brother also.
But you fought for him, the man who killed him, not to have the death penalty.
Well, we all believed in the death penalty, but Judy convinced me this was the wrong time to do it, because I wanted to fry him. I still do. But putting him away in 2 consecutive life without parole, he's not out there. They can't get off on a technicality, be free. They're not martyrs. They're just buried, which is where they should be. She was totally right in convincing me.
I just wanted it to be over.
You wanted it to be over. Yeah. You said a beautiful thing, Dennis, that every Christmas that you live, think of Matthew. Every birthday, every holiday, think of Matthew.
Yeah, because of him, we let him live, so he needs to appreciate every single day that he has, even if he is in prison. He's alive and Matt isn't.
How did Matthew's death affect you personally? You talk about it beautifully in the documentary. You talk about how it changed the trajectory of your life.
I was 19 when he died, and it really shattered me, to be quite honest. That was the first time I realized how cruel the world could be, and it took me a lot of years just to be able to talk about him without becoming overcome with emotion. And now, in making the film, I realize that that's okay. I mean, that emotion and that anger is still there, but it's necessary in their efforts and our efforts to prevent this from happening again.
There's an incredible clip I want to show. Can you tell us what happened when you talked to a priest about how you were still feeling?
Sure. I spoke with Father Roger, who counseled Aaron McKinney. And it was a really transformative conversation, because it was the first time I was allowed to see the 2 young men who murdered him as human beings, not as evil monsters, but actually products of a society that taught them it was okay to hate. So,
can we show it? Is that okay? Okay, let's take a look.
Like us on Facebook.com/TheView.
Hey, just in time for the Grammys. The Recording Academy and RCA Records have released the 2015 Grammy nominees album featuring many of the nominated artists and songs. Thanks to our friends at the Grammys and RCA Records, members of our audience are going home with a copy of... Our thanks to Cristela Alonzo for guest co-hosting. You know, and we all want to say to her, I felt